evening, students. Once again, I welcome you on the behalf of Abhinav Vidyalaya High School, Marathi Medium, Pune, in this academic year 2020-21. Today, we will continue the poem Walk a Little Slower. I hope you will enjoy the poem as it is related to you. Moreover, sometime you will try to find yourself on the edge of the poem. Let's start Walk a Little Slower. Look at the title. It looks very simple. Someone requests to walk a little bit slow. That's it. In introduction, we can say the present poem, Walk a Little Slower, is a beautiful and meaningful poem which reflects a child's desire to follow the footsteps of his or her father. In fact, the parents, maybe mother, father, or forefather, plays a key role in every child's life. Every child can experience warm love and security in their arms. Undoubtedly, they remain the first role model for every child. It doesn't matter whether they are rich or poor, literate or illiterate, professional or unskillful labor. For a child, his mother is a real hero. His father can be a real hero. So, he often idealizes them. In the present poem, Walk a Little Slower, the child, who is a narrator of the poem, expresses a wish that he wants to follow his father's way and live a meaningful life. Therefore, he requests him to walk a little bit slow in order to follow his footsteps. Before going to start the discussion of the poem or the explanation of the poem, it is necessary to read it loudly. So, children, here you can read along with me. First of all, we will concentrate on first and second stanza, and later we will continue third and fourth stanzas. Walk a little slower, Daddy, said a little child, so small. I am following in your footsteps. I don't want to fall. Sometimes your steps are very fast. Sometimes they are hard to see. So walk a little slower, Daddy, for you are leading me. Here we can say we just completed first and second stanza of the poem. I mean, just we have completed reading. Now we can concentrate on its meaning. See here from first line, walk a little slower, Daddy. Here we can say we can understand someone is requesting. Someone is requesting, but we don't know who is talking in this poem from the first line. In order to understand who is the speaker in this poem, we have to focus on the second line. Said a little child so small. Here now you can say the word so small. There is a child who is so small. He is a speaker in this poem and he is talking to his father. In fact, he requests him to walk a little bit slow. The reason is very simple, that is given to you in the third line. The child says, I am following in your footsteps. Here I think footsteps is not a new word to you, but still it is necessary to understand. मराठीमध्ये ज्याला तुम्ही पाऊलखुणा असं म्हणता, म्हणजेच फुटस्टेप्स. या कवितेतील जो एक मुलगा आहे, इथे चित्रामध्ये सुद्धा आपण या बघू शकता. यू कॅन ऑब्झर्व दिस पिक्चर. देर इज अ फादर and his child. They are going somewhere. Same like that, in the first stanza, the child is so small and therefore he requests his father to walk a little bit slow. And the last stanza, The last line, the child expresses a fear of falling down. See, and I don't want to fall. यावरनं आपल्या असं लक्षात येतं की तो जो छोटा मुलगा आहे तो आपल्या वडिलांना रिक्वेस्ट करतो आणि सांगायचा प्रयत्न करतो की तुम्ही थोडं हळू चाला. Here we can say first stanza is complete. Now you can concentrate on second stanza. Sometimes your steps are very fast. Sometimes they are hard to see. So walk a little slower, daddy, for you are leading me. Once again, it's a kind of urge. It's a kind of an appeal. The child says, sometimes your steps are very fast. Maybe the father is walking so fast. Therefore, the child who is so small is not able to concentrate on his actions because his father has accelerate the speed. Therefore, it becomes little bit tough for the child to adjust with the speed. Sometimes they are hard to see. The child says that you are walking so fast. Therefore, the footsteps are not visible. They become invisible for him. So, once again, he requests his father, walk a little slower, daddy. Walk a little slower, for you are leading me. See, here in the last line, leading हा जो वर्ड आहे LEAD लीड त्याला ING इथे आपल्याला बघायला मिळतो आहे. लीड म्हणजे एखाद्याचं नेतृत्व करणे. द चाइल्ड सेज दॅट हिज फादर is the leader and the child is following him. Children, here we can say first and second stanza we have covered, but this is not the exact meaning what the poet wants to convey. There is a hidden meaning in this poem and we need to understand it. The hidden meaning, you can say, here it's a very surface level meaning. In fact, the poet suggests that the child is going to follow his father's footsteps. It means the child is trying to learn etiquette and manners which are essential to live in the society. The child wants to do everything properly under his father's guidance. As you know, the child is so small, definitely he requires some time to adopt all these new ideas, new habits. Therefore, he requests his father to walk a little bit slower. The child is a new learner, therefore, there are chances of failure, to get failure. However, the child expresses a belief that if his father walks slowly, he will learn at his own pace. This is a kind of poem. This is a kind of hidden meaning, we can say. Even though the child announces in second stanza to you that his father is a leader for him who helps him while leading a way of life. Children, one thing can be noted is the child, same like you, wanted to learn new ideas, new concepts, customs and traditions, etc., which are difficult to understand for him. Therefore, as I told earlier, he requires some time. Eagerly, he wanted to learn everything, to live a meaningful life as his father had lived. Honestly, he asked his father to walk little bit slow. Now let's see third and fourth stanza respectively. First of all, we will read third stanza. Someday when I am all grown up, you are what I want to be. Then I will have a little child who will want to follow me, and I would want to lead just right. And I know that I was true. So walk a little slower, Daddy, for I must follow you. Student, look at the third stanza. Someday when I am all grown up, you are what I want to be. From, uh, from the first line of third stanza, the poet says that, or the child says, someday when I am all grown up. From this line, you can say the child is talking about future. It's a kind of condition. Someday when I am all grown up. जेव्हा मी एके दिवशी मोठा होईल. You are what I want to be. The child says one day he will be grown up like his father and will have a child who will follow him. In third stanza, तो जो छोटा मुलगा आहे तो तुम्हाला असं सांगायचा प्रयत्न करतो की मे बी इन फ्युचर वेन ही विल ग्रोन अप, ज्यावेळी तो मोठा होणार आहे, ॲट दॅट टाइम ही वुड हॅव अंडरस्टँड different traditions, different customs which are essential to live in the society. And then I will have a little child. Now, though he is so small, he focuses on next generation. बघा, लक्षात घ्या, तो स्वतःबद्दलच आता बोलत नाहीये, तर तो पुढच्या पिढीबद्दल बोलतोय आणि तो तुम्हाला सांगायचा प्रयत्न करतो की he will have a little child. त्याला सुद्धा एखादा छोटं बाळ असेल आणि ते बाळ काय करत असेल, ते बाळ मग या छोट्या मुलाला फॉलो करेल असं तो सांगायचा प्रयत्न करतो. Here the concept is that whatever you have learned you should pass on from one generation to another generation. This is the central idea of the third stanza. Now look at the fourth stanza. And I would want to lead just right. Once again, now he concentrate on the present situation. तो आत्ता शिकतोय काहीतरी आणि त्यामुळे तो सांगायचा प्रयत्न करतो की and I would want to lead just right. मला पुढे चालून जे नेतृत्व करायचं आहे, लीड करायचं आहे, कोणाला लीड करणार आहे, तो त्याच्या बाळाला लीड करणार आहे. म्हणजेच ही इज सपोज टू लीड अनदर जनरेशन. पुढच्या जनरेशनला तो लीड करणार आहे. देअरफॉर नाउ इट इज नेसेसरी, इट इज मॅन्डेटरी फॉर हिम टू लर्न एव्हरीथिंग इन अ नाईस मॅनर. आज जर तो व्यवस्थित शिकला तरच काय होणार आहे, ही विल कन्व्हे द एक्झॅक्ट थिंग्स व्हॉट एव्हर ही हॅड लर्न्ड. त्यांनी ज्या ज्या गोष्टी शिकलेल्या असतील त्याच तो काय करेल, पुढे पास ऑन करायचा प्रयत्न करेल. देअरफॉर ही अपील्स हिज डॅडी टू वॉक लिटिल बिट स्लोअर फॉर आय मस्ट फॉलो यू. तो शेवटी सांगायचा प्रयत्न करतो की मी तुम्हाला फॉलो केलंच पाहिजे. तुम्ही जर हळू चाललात तरच त्याचा मला उपयोग होणार आहे. The child wanted to imitate his father, especially his actions, which are essential to live a healthy and wealthy life. Therefore, he shows determination to follow his father in the last line. मुलांनो, यावरनं तुमच्या लक्षात आलं असेल की तो जो मुलगा आहे तो आपली थर्ड स्टांझामध्ये फ्युचरबद्दल बोलतोय आणि फोर्थ स्टांझामध्ये सुद्धा तो फ्युचरमध्ये तो काय करत असेल याबद्दल तो तुम्हाला अधिक सांगायचा प्रयत्न करतो. आणि त्यासाठी त्याला त्याचे जे वडील आहेत त्यांचीच नितांत आवश्यकता आहे, गरज आहे. कारण आज जर त्यांनी त्याच्या वडिलांना फॉलो केलं तर तो कदाचित चांगला उद्या एक लीडर बनेल आणि त्याची जी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन असेल, त्यांनी जे ज्ञान ग्रहण केलेलं आहे, व्हॉट एव्हर मे बी ही हॅज लर्न्ड, त्यांनी जे काही शिकलेलं असेल तो पुढच्या जनरेशनला पास ऑन करेल. आणि इथे ही पोएम संपते. द ऑथर इज अननोन, बट स्टील यू कॅन से this is a very famous poem. Now look at the figures of speech of this poem. Dear students, figures of speech is an integral part of poem. Simply you can say it is one of the significant tool of a poet. The poet often use it in order to convey the exact meaning in a very nice manner. In this poem, the poet has used metaphor, figures of speech. In order to understand what is metaphor, see its definition. A metaphor is a figures of speech that makes an implicit or implied or hidden comparison. यावरून तुमच्या असं लक्षात येतं की कवीला सांगायचं एक असतं आणि त्यामधून जो मीनिंग असतो तो आपण शोधायचा असतो. कंपॅरिझन मेड बिटवीन टू थिंग्स, दोन गोष्टींमध्ये त्यांनी तुलना केलेली असते, अशा गोष्टी ज्या अनरिलेटेड आहेत. बट देर आर सम कॉमन ट्रेट्स, त्यामध्ये काहीतरी साम्य मात्र नक्की असतं. इथे ही जी एक्झाम्पल्स दिलेली आहेत यावरून तुमच्या लगेच लक्षात येईल. लाईफ इज अ रोलर कोस्टर, लाईफलाच तो काय करतोय, रोलर कोस्टर म्हणतोय. बट इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल, लाईफ कॅनॉट बी अ रोलर कोस्टर. लाफ्टर इज द म्युझिक ऑफ द सोल, लाफ्टर is compared with music of the soul. In third example, he broke my heart. See, we often hear this line, he broke my heart. Here it means your heart isn't literally broken. You are just feeling hurt and sad. This is the exact meaning we want to find out. Same like that in this poem, see, you have learned the line, sometimes your steps are very fast. Sometimes your steps are very fast. In this line, the act of walking is compared with father's actions. आणि त्यामुळे मग इथे मेटाफर ही फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच येते. मुलांना इथे एक लक्षात घ्या, फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच तुम्हाला 1 मार्कांना विचारली जाते. फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच म्हणजे काय, तर भाषा अलंकार असं आपण त्याला म्हणतो. आणि यामधून तुम्हाला मीनिंग, एक्झॅक्ट मीनिंग जो आहे तो फाइंड आउट करायचा असतो. Rhyme scheme of a poem is also an important part of a poem. We often learn rhyming words. With the help of rhyming words, it becomes easy for you to find out the exact rhyme scheme of the poem. या कवितेची जर आपल्याला rhyme scheme काढायची असेल तर त्यासाठी first you need to understand the rhyming words. See, in first line there is a word daddy. याचा कुशाशी राईम जोडतोय का ते तुम्ही चेक करायचं आहे. यू कॅन से सिम्पली देर इज नो रायमिंग वर्ड फॉर डॅडी. सो what I will do, I will write here A. Now see the second line, small. When we observe the word small, there is a rhyme in the fourth line, that is small fall, right? So here you can do one thing, here you can write B. Then the third line there is a word footsteps. हा काही इथे कुठे राईम जोडताना दिसत नाही. So here you can write C. And the last one is fall, जो आपण already discuss केलाय. Small is a rhyming word for fall. So once again we will write here बी. त्यामुळे आपली जी राईम स्कीम आहे मुलांनो, इट विल बी ए बी सी बी. आय होप की तुम्हाला आपण राईम स्कीम कशी काढली हे लक्षात आलं असेल. उरलेले जे स्टांजाज आहेत, सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ, तुम्ही स्वतःहून या स्टांजांची राईम स्कीम काढायचा नक्की प्रयत्न करा. We will proceed to another feature of the poem, that is, what type of poem is this? Simply you can say this is a dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue नेमका काय प्रकार आहे बरं? In a dramatic monologue, there is a character in the poem who speaks throughout the poem, and there is a one silent listener who does not utter a single word throughout the poem. अशी एक कविता ज्यामध्ये साधारणतः आपल्याला दोन पात्र बघायला मिळतात. त्यापैकी एक जो आहे हा स्पीकर असतो आणि हा स्पीकर थ्रू आउट द पोएम बोलत असतो, पण त्याच वेळी तिथे एक सायलेंट लिसनर सुद्धा असतो. हा सायलेंट लिसनर फक्त ऐकण्याचं काम करतो, संपूर्ण पोएममध्ये तो एक शब्द देखील बोलत नाही. अशा ज्या पोएम्स असतात त्या सर्व पोएम्सना वी कॉल इट ड्रॅमॅटिक मोनोलॉग. आता याच आपल्या पोएमचं उदाहरण घ्या. इन दिस पोएम वॉक अ लिटल स्लोअर, देर इज अ स्मॉल चाइल्ड हू इज अ स्पीकर इन दिस पोएम आणि ही स्पीक्स टू हिज फादर. तो आपल्या वडिलांशी बोलताना दिसतोय. बट ॲट द सेम टाइम द फादर इज अ सायलेंट लिसनर हू नेव्हर स्पीक्स. ते मात्र एक शब्द देखील या पोएममध्ये बोलत नाहीत. देअरफॉर आपण असं म्हणू शकतो की इट इज अन एक्झाम्पल ऑफ ड्रॅमॅटिक मोनोलॉग. We are at the end of the poem, almost end of the poem. Central idea of the poem. The present poem, Walk a Little Slower, throws light on the importance of the father as a role model. The child in the poem wants to observe and imitate his father's actions to lead his own life. Sometimes father's actions are described as quick and invisible. Therefore, the child requests his father to be more considerate towards his her needs. The poem revolves around the above mentioned idea in order to convey the central idea of the poem. मुलांनो, यावरून तुमच्या लक्षात आलं असेल की ही जी पोएम आहे, सेंट्रल आयडिया ऑफ द पोएम म्हणजे काय तर मध्यवर्ती संकल्पना. या कवितेवरनं तुमच्या लक्षात आलं असेल की एक वडिलांचं आपल्या जीवनामध्ये रोल मॉडेल म्हणून किती महत्त्व असतं. या कवितेमध्ये जो एक मुलगा आपल्याला बघायला मिळतो, तो मुलगा आपल्या वडिलांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी थोडं हळू चालावं, जेणेकरून त्यांच्या ज्या ॲक्शन्स आहेत त्या त्याला ऑब्झर्व करता येतील आणि एक सक्सेसफुल लाईफ त्याला लीड करता येईल. या भोवतीच ही सगळी पोएम रिव्हॉल्व होत असल्याचं आपल्याला दिसून येतं. सो हीच या कवितेची सेंट्रल आयडिया आहे असं आपल्याला म्हणता येईल. For watching this video, children. Don't forget to note down the whole poem in your notebook. Try to read it twice or thrice and try to find out its meaning as well as new words and all those things. In next video, we will concentrate on another part, that is English workshop. Stay home, stay safe.